guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Well, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
A lot of workers are considering asking for a raise these days. Reporter Brad Gibson spoke to an expert.
Whether negotiating a new job or existing job salary, ask yourself,
will it pay off? And then secondly, it's like, how do I do it?
That's workplace analyst Andrew Palmer. Major companies tell him one thing makes all the difference in asking for more money.
Attach yourself to the principle that you want to be paid the market rate.
And do your homework on what that is. Many people don't. Surveys show if you know your worth, 80% get a raise than if they hadn't asked.
Then it's a different type of tenor. The whole negotiation feels different.
Brad Gibson for CBS News.
The new season of a dance show on PBS shines a light on accessibility in the arts.
In this episode of Bare Feet, I ask the question, what does accessibility really mean here in the United States?
Michaela Malozzi is the creator, executive producer, and host of the show Bare Feet, which airs on Create Channel. A marathon will air later today. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Look for showers to develop overnight with a low of 63, leading to a cooler and cloudy Sunday with showers and a heavy afternoon thunderstorm, perhaps severe with hail, damaging winds, even a tornado, high 68. Then cloudy Sunday night with a low of 61, followed by a morning shower Monday, then heavy late day or evening thunderstorm, high 77. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
The eyes of the golf world will be on Pittsburgh starting in a few days, specifically Oakmont Country Club, for the 125th playing of the United States Open. Festivities begin Monday with around 200,000 people expected to attend from all over the world. The U.S. Open presents another opportunity for our area to show its beauty, opportunities, and people in person and around the world, with nearly 6 million people watching the final round last year. It is also a major revenue generator, with the U.S. Golf Association saying $200 million was generated the last time the U.S. Open was played at Oakmont in 2016. While businesses in Oakmont have been overlooked in the past, the USGA is working closer with the community this year to get more money directly pumped into the local economy. Our great partners at Oakmont Bakery tell KDK they've never been more involved with the U.S. Open than they are this year, with the organization ordering up to 18,000 products a day. So, if you get stuck in some golf-related traffic next week on Route 28, just remember, short-term pain for long-term gain.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Rob Frax on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's Sunday morning with your Pratt Pack, and let's begin with the story you heard moments ago in the 5 a.m. leadoff story from CBS Radio News. This, of course, from CBS News as I'm reading this verbatim. If you are watching this stream live in the Metropolitan Window video screen, in which you can watch our programs now stream live by going to KDKA-Radio.com and clicking on KDKA Watch. The President Trump administration announced yesterday it was deploying the National Guard to Los Angeles in response to large-scale protests that erupted Saturday following dozens of arrests Friday in citywide immigration and customs enforcement operations. If Governor Gavin Newsom of California and Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles can't do their jobs, which everyone knows they can't, then the federal government will step in and solve the problem. Riots and looters, the way it should be solved, the president posted to his Truth Social platform last evening. Look, we are in desperate need of some sort of togetherness in this country right now. This great divide seems to be getting even more so when it comes to issues of national concern. And when you have government running the state of California not in cadence with the President of the United States, that is not a good recipe. That is a recipe for disaster. When you look at the world stage and what's happening around the globe as far as unrest and even war in Ukraine, the last thing we need is any kind of unrest in this country between the citizenship and, more importantly, governments. Governments at all levels, but especially a powerful state like California and the most powerful office in the land, the president. And when you start deploying troops against people that could be affected that are a part of those taxpayers from the people that you represent, not good. You know, we're on a powder keg right now in America for a number of reasons, but we're also on the dawn of a new era when it comes to creating stimulus, economic stimulus, and start to utilize our workers and the materials we have in this country to make our nation stronger again. So the last thing that we need in our country right now is another divide, and a violent one like this. We will continue to follow this story closely today and the first part of the week because it could easily go in the wrong direction. And if that happens, then there will be no turning back. So a very unique and very serious story developing as we speak with those thousands of troops headed towards Los Angeles, and the president basically saying, if you can't clean up your own backyard and protect the citizens of California, which are under my watch because of being the president of the United States of America, we will do it for you. You just don't like to see government entities going back and forth like this with this kind of dialogue. Let's just hope they can get it straightened out and people will remain safe. Page 2 today, it is the president and Elon Musk. This verbal sparring match has now taken another step in the wrong direction. The president says, look, if Elon Musk backs any Democratic candidates, there will be consequences. So how can a bromance turn into a foe, meaning a very large obstacle to overcome? You know, at one time, the president raving nothing but positive reviews about Elon Musk, and Elon Musk wearing the MAGA hat and praising the president of the United States. And now Elon has become a foe to the president. But let me just say this. That barrel of ink trying to fight someone who has the ability to have a platform as powerful as X, which many people believe is the reason why President Trump is back in the White House, this could turn ugly quickly. Elon Musk is not one to back down from anyone or anything. And I do believe he loves this country, as I know the president does. So I hope cooler heads prevail and both of these gentlemen step back and resume what they did on a regular basis. But it'll be just in a different light now because Elon will not be representing Doge or not making his daily trips to the Oval Office, but they need to have a meet and greet. They need to sit down and hash this out. Because if this turns into from a verbal sparring match to a contest of sheer will, and you have the president on his Truth Social, and then you have Elon on X going toe-to-toe, lightning bolts and thunderous remarks, it could take away everything that we have worked for in this country. All of the things that we've been trying to accomplish in this country. In such a short time, we have gotten so far to where we need to be headed in the right direction. Yes, many more miles to go and many sleepless nights and many opportunities that are there that we need to take advantage of. But if these two giants go head to head and have a clash of titans, it will be no good for anybody. Not just these two, but for the nation. For people that are counting on people who have got the willpower and the knowledge to turn this ship around. One thing Elon Musk said many, many months ago, you got to look at the United States as a ship that is sailing in open waters. And as it goes, and if it is blue skies and smooth sailing, we all benefit. But if this ship sinks, the entire country goes down with the ship. So, gentlemen, with all due respect, and respect I have for both of you, shake hands, meet and greet, and at least try to meet each other halfway, and then go on about your business as far as both of you trying to make America great again. Man, I got to tell you, really, a couple of things right there off the top. And, you know, we've got the budget in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro battling over that. I want to get to that. Obviously, this disaster that was the flooding, I want to get to that. But this, leading off the news today, deploying troops to Los Angeles, don't like that. And you know this president is not going to let stuff like this happen on his watch. He's not. And now he and Elon and the president, literally days from being bros, I mean a bromance, now he's become a foe. And he's like, hey, you start backing Democratic candidates, there's going to be consequences. And you really can't be saying that either. I mean, Elon has the right to back anybody he wants, but these guys can't be banging heads. There's too much at stake. All right, we're going to get to your calls on the other side. Stay with us. 866-391-1020. It's your Pratt Pack.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you better. Henry Davis hit a tie-breaking solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to lift the Pirates over the Phillies 2-1 yesterday. Two teams again today, PNC Park, 1:35 first pitch, 93.7 The Fan. Aaron Rodgers' one-year deal with the Steelers is for $13.65 million with $10 million guaranteed and includes another $5.85 million in incentives. Rodgers, 41, a four-time MVP, arrived at the Steelers facilities on the south side yesterday morning to sign the contract, which could potentially pay him $19.5 million. NBA, it is Game 2 coming up tonight between the Pacers and OKC. Indiana leads 1-0. Stanley Cup Final resumes tomorrow night, Game 3 with Edmonton and Florida. Coventry won the Belmont yesterday, and it was Coco Gauff winning the French Open, and today Alcaraz and Sinner go for the men's title. RBC Open tied at 14 under for the top spot, Matteo Manacero and Ryan Fox. More sports at 937thefan.com.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Connected TV is one of the most effective channels for driving measurable advertising results. That's because when your customer's not scrolling, they're streaming. Let Viant put your ads right where they are, on the best content across the most premium platforms in the world. We're talking real consumers, big screens, big outcomes. With Viant, you get people-based targeting, AI-powered performance, and full access to inventory built to seize eyeballs, not clickbait. Viant, where premium streaming meets performance. Visit Viant.ai to unlock real results today.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go. Right to the phones. Here's Ken in Lower Borough with your Pat Pack. Good morning, Ken.
Hey, Rob, what's going on? I'm seeing that Trump is actually learning from what he did not do the last time that happened out in Washington State. Supposedly this called the Summer of Love and all the protests, and even in Pittsburgh where they're burning police cars rioting. That should have been stopped immediately. You can't let this stuff go. These people need to be arrested. They need to be put in jail. They need to be fined, not let out. And you want to put their names in the paper. And if I'm an employer and I'm looking to hire somebody and I say somebody that has been arrested, I mean, these are Antifa protesters that had masks at Pittsburgh. If the people have short memories, I mean, it was that bad here. I mean, the Democrats, even listening yesterday, I didn't get through, I was busy. You know what? Don't let Trump in your head. Here's the thing. Come up with some ideas that work for the community, for the people. I don't see that. All I see is a counter-protest. Come on. I mean, you wonder why they're losing numbers. I mean, if somebody comes up with a new idea for me, I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, and it works, I'm going to use it. I mean, I don't need to listen to protests. It's not going to help me. I mean, it's going to actually impede what I'm trying to do as a person. You yourself. I mean, then you have these politicians inciting this. They need to be arrested. If I'm out inciting a riot, I'm going to be arrested, I would think. I mean, seriously, what's going on here?
You tell me. I mean, this is something that could be a powder keg. I mean, this thing could go in the wrong direction very quickly, and the next thing you know, we could have riots all over the country.
I understand that. And then riots all over the country. The country's supposedly divided, but they keep pushing this out here, but their numbers keep going down. I mean, give the guy a chance. He's been there for, 60 days? I can't even remember. Jesus, it's not been that long. No,
a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months. I've been busy. But other than that, like I said, give the guy a chance. I mean, it's going to take a while to turn the ship around. I mean, looking at the undocumented aliens that are in this country, 42 or 47% are on programs, and you wonder why Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security disability's in trouble. We can't afford that. I mean, I understand we think we're a great country, but that ship has sailed. We've lost our manufacturing back in 95. I mean, a grass cutter out in 95 that didn't know much, and NAFTA passes, I'm thinking we're done. The union presidents didn't know this? The Democrats and the Republicans didn't know this? I mean, we had small manufacturing all around me here where I lived. It's all gone. And it happened with NAFTA. They need to wake up to what they did and own what they did. And it's a shame. We have generations of kids on drugs. And it's not kids, it's people my age. And once you get on the heroin and the fentanyl, you're done. There's no cure. Rehab's 1% if you're lucky. that's successful.
Then what do you can't give up on generations. I mean, what do you do?
I mean, if a generation is gone, what do? You try to help the next generation coming up. I mean, I feel bad. People my age are they were never taught. Well, a little younger than me, but they're still the ones that have made it through. It's a miracle. The stuff we had to go through, it's terrible.
Yeah, but you can't just push people under the rug and forget about them like they're going to go away, because they're not going to go away. And if you don't help the past, how can you live in the present or have any kind of future?
Well, we're doing the best we can at this point in time. Everybody's trying to survive. And you know what? With Shapiro, I'm looking at Ohio, which is right next door, and gas is in the 250s. What is going on in this state? Inflation, if you're in a blue state, supposedly, inflation's rampant. I mean, if you're in a red state, I don't see it. Like I said, my nephew, what do you say? Cigarettes, $6 a pack. In Ohio, right across the border. I mean, come on. The people in Pennsylvania have been abused by the Democratic Party for years, and it's a shame. And it affects the lower income people.
So you're saying arrest all those folk? We should be sending troops out there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if somebody's destroying property, if somebody comes to your house, breaks your windows, destroys your car, what do you think should happen? You want to let those people go?
Well, I hope.
I mean, that's your decision. Me, if somebody's stealing something off of me, destroying my property, there's going to be repercussions. I'm sorry to say. I've worked very hard, and a lot of people out there have too. Their property is valuable to them.
You just have to look at the big picture, though, my man. I mean, that thing, I listen, if it's your property, I'd do the same. You wouldn't even make it to my front porch, believe me. I'd meet you in the curb, on the street, whatever I needed to do. But when you've got massive amount of people like this, and the governor and the mayor can't handle it, and then the president sends in troops, next thing you know, push becomes shove, and then you have entities that weren't even involved drug into it. This isn't a one-on-one situation. This is a sea of humanity that could spill and really run rampant like a brush fire from sea to shining sea. So we got to be smart about this. Hopefully they can talk some people down and nothing will happen. But man, when you start initiating thousands of troops headed to the streets, that's going to be a confrontation unless you find a way to stop it. And that's where Governor Newsom and Karen Bass should come in.
Well, yeah, your governor and your mayor, well, like you said, brush fires, which were created by those two people. I don't even understand how they're still in power. I mean, we seem to handle our brush fires here well. They cut out trees. They clean brush. It seems like they do a good job of it here when we're in drought situations. I don't know. What are they doing wrong out there?
Listen, that state has not been run well for a very long time. That state, if you get into their books, they're bankrupt. And they have so many resources out there like energy and things they could be doing, especially with wind and solar. And they're not even investing in that. I mean, stuff that was supposed to be spent as far as to invest in their infrastructure, the wells run dry and the money was never even spent on projects that were supposed to be handled decades ago. California has been living off their reputation for way too long. That place is about ready to slide off the planet. I mean, they need to get their act together. And this idea of Gavin Newsom being a Democratic nominee for president, are you kidding me? I mean,
California's had so much money given to them since the gold rush. They've had money. It's unbelievable the amount of money they've wasted. You have the gold rush. You have the tech out there. You have the real estate out there. You have vacationers out there. I mean, it goes endless. What about the ports? The money that comes in off of their ports. I mean, the ships that come in, and they're broke. You're not seeing that? What is wrong? And that's a democratically run state. I mean, that would be probably enough money to give every person in California at least a check for $1 million if they wouldn't have wasted it.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I honestly don't know how they've gotten to this point, but I know one thing. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass better get this thing straightened out before the president really gets... Listen, I know this guy, he'll send more troops. Next thing you know, there'll be tanks rolling down Hollywood Boulevard. So they better get this thing straightened out sooner than later. I mean, there's a lot at stake here, I mean, California, they've had some issues many, many times that have gone from really bad to worse quickly. You got a large population out there, and people do not want to have military intervention, and that whether it's needed or not, they don't want it. So they better find a way to stop it. And there are a lot of people out there because of some of the hate speak, if you will, that do not like Donald Trump. So this may be an opportunity for them to try to make him look bad. This could really, this could blow up very quickly and could be very sad. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, I got in here today and I was planning with all these stories and stuff, and I got talking and listening, and CBS Radio News leading with that. So I went to CBS News and I'm reading, and then the president putting this stuff on his social platform, the Truth Social. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a good thing. There's a lot of ego involved here, and anybody knows anything, ego will always bring you down. I just hope they think this thing through, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be a political battle royal. And it could happen quickly. And the last thing I thought with everything that's been happening is that I'd be here on Sunday morning talking about the president deploying troops to Los Angeles. And now he's in this battle with Elon Musk. We're going to talk more about that. I kind of alluded to it earlier, but that's not good either. You've got two of the most powerful people in this country who have giant social media platforms that many people consider their resource today, as opposed to journalists, as we all grew up with. And man, that could ignite something as ugly. I mean, they could play off of this and utilize it to hurt one another in the social media world. And in the long run, could continue to hurt our economy and bring our country down financially. And the last thing we need is to tumble any further when it comes to financial news in this country. All right, CBS Radio News, moments away with those headlines, and then right back to the phones. You want to join us? 866-391-1020. And Trey Fulbright will be here from First Alert, KDKA Television. That forecast, we'll give it a preview in just minutes.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020
CBS News Brief. 2 days of confrontations between protesters and federal immigration officers prompted President Trump to authorize the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops to L.A. California Governor Gavin Newsom and L.A. Mayor Karen Bass don't want them there.
Los Angeles can handle things. We do not need to have federal intervention.
Presidential candidate and Senator Miguel Uribe Turbay in Colombia is in critical condition after an assassination attempt at a campaign rally yesterday. The BBC's Jose Carlos Cueto is in Bogota.
One was arrested, and according to a police report, this arrested individual is a minor.
The French Open men's tennis final is later today. Reporter Erica Herskowitz has a preview.
World number one Jannik Sinner will have a chance at a third straight major title as he gets ready to take on world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz on court Philippe Chatrier.
CBS News Brief, I'm Wendy Gillette.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Showers return overnight with a low of 63, then cloudy and cooler Sunday with showers and a heavy afternoon thunderstorm that may bring damaging winds, hail, even a tornado with a high of 68. It stays cloudy Sunday night with a low of 61. Then a morning shower gives way to another heavy late day or evening storm on Monday, high 77. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, coming up, Tech Vibe Radio after local news at 6. Of course, Rob will be here with that within about 25 minutes. 7 o'clock, Doug Oster, the Organic Gardener. 8 o'clock, Frank Dentisi Coons Cooking Hour. 9 o'clock, Dr. Bridget Schufo, Accurate Solutions. And busy day on the Coons Market, Black and Gold Sunday Shea. Ray Filippo will be here, Post-Gazette, Aaron Rodgers. We'll have Alex Childs from the Fox Chapel Golf Club, more on the U.S. Open. And Greg and Ted and I, lots to talk about today with our Pirates who get a nice win. Henry Davis gets the go-ahead home run to lead the Pirates to a 2-1 win against Philadelphia. So a busy day today, right here until 1 o'clock on KDK with your Pratt Pack. Greg first, and then Ted. Greg up on Mount Washington. How are you, sir? Good morning.
I'm doing fine, sir. How have you been?
I am spectacular. Always good to hear from you, my friend.
I'm spectacular. It's always good hearing you on the radio. Our president, he gonna cut the Job Corps of all things. You mean you couldn't find nothing else better to do than to go pick with some kids of an organization that's been around for years helping kids get themselves together, doing good things for a lot of young blacks and whites. See, he thought he was cutting the program off because it was all blacks in it, but it's not. It's a lot of different transitional races of people that's in the Job Corps. I was in the Job Corps at one time. It's a nice place for young kids, especially now to be. You see they put up a blockage on that. They're taking that to court. Donald Trump's a rotten guy, man. And those that voted for him, y'all getting just what you deserve. He's a rotten...
All right, Trey Fulbright is here. We're going to talk to Trey right now. And Trey, first time I got up in a while that it's not raining outside. So let me know if I can cut the grass later today. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Rob. Yeah, unfortunately, your grass cutting plans may need to be put on hold today. We've got a lot of rain that's headed in for the late morning, midday, and afternoon time. Could even see an isolated severe storm, too, especially south of Pittsburgh this afternoon.
Now, I heard that dreaded word again, tornado, possibly?
There's a very, very low chance we may see one today. I think if we were to see one, it would be south of the city, and then also tomorrow afternoon as well, tomorrow afternoon and evening. Low chance. These are kind of very fickle, very hard to track, but we do have the ingredients in place.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about what happened the other day with this flooding, Trey, and then I'll let you go. We'll run that 5-day forecast. Got a disaster in this area. Honestly, I left here Friday. Everything seemed to be right with the world, and then, boom, these floods. What happened, man, with the rains?
Yeah, we had some thunderstorms obviously pop up along a stationary front, which means the front wasn't moving across our area. So once those storms developed along it, they just kept training and forming over the same locations. We were looking at the atmospheric moisture as well. That was on the high side as well. So when you have more moisture than usual in the atmosphere, that can really create a scenario where storms can produce really efficient amounts of rain. And unfortunately, it happened to be over Monroeville.
All right, run that 5-day forecast, maybe a little bit of sunshine later in the week. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is a little sun coming up later this week, but today we do have widespread rain and thunderstorms, 70 for the high of the day. There will be a break in the rain tonight and into tomorrow morning, a little patchy fog to start out the day, and then thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some of those could be severe. Tuesday, some morning showers, and then it will start to clear up, but we could have a little bit of that wildfire smoke and haze move in. Wednesday right now looking to be the driest day, a little bit of smoke and haze, but still working our way up to 80, and then partly cloudy with a low chance of a storm coming up Thursday.
All right, Trey, always good talking to you. Keep up the good work. We'll catch you next week, okay?
All right, have a good one.
All right, there he goes, Trey Fulbright. He's the First Alert meteorologist with that forecast coming up this morning on KDK television. Before I get to Ted up on Mount Washington, I just want to make this very clear. Yeah, no one has any right to destroy anybody's property. Nobody has any right to do some of the things that are happening. I just hope that somehow, some way, it doesn't come to a full-blown military assault to where you've got people clashing with military might in the streets of Los Angeles, because you'll have people that are not even involved in these protests who are far removed from it that could actually get caught up in a mess. And what it also does, it puts our country in a very vulnerable position to where these enemies that are out there, and many of them have cells right here in this country, may find it as an opportunity to do even more damage. So we just got to take it slow, and hopefully we can resolve this. But I do believe the president is right that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass should be handling this stuff. All right, here's Ted, Mount Washington. Ted, welcome to KDK with your Pratt Pack on a Sunday morning. How are you?
What's going on, Rob?
Lots to talk about today, and I didn't expect this would be a lead, but it is something we have to dive into. What do you make of it?
Well, what did Nikki Haley say? Everywhere he goes, chaos follows. She warned everybody. But I would say it's like Mad Max and Planet of the Apes. Get ready, man. Buckle up. Look. What's going on in California is outrageous. California's always been a dumpster fire. I mean, it had the two greatest presidents ever produced, Reagan and Nixon. And you look at it now, the president's right. Where's the leadership? The governor needs to take control of his own state. If it's peaceful protests, have no problem. Once you start throwing rocks and everything else, forget it. It's not a protest. So we need to call it for what it is. And Ken was right. I rarely agree with him, but he's right. It's a shame the way this country is going. And we wouldn't be in this place if the previous administration wouldn't open the border and let 10 to 12 million people in this country, Rob. Let's call it for what it is. The Biden administration was absolutely terrible. That's why you have a Donald Trump. And the law is the law. Illegal is illegal. Undocumented is undocumented. We wouldn't be in this position if the previous administration wouldn't have opened the border. Now, I will say this. You're going to see the same thing in Chicago, same thing in New York. And the president is absolutely right. Hopefully we won't see it in Pittsburgh, but, with these dumb politicians, you never know. And I'll take it a step further. He needs to cut federal funding. You can't have a sanctuary state. It's illegal. State law doesn't trump federal law. Flat out it doesn't. And even with Shapiro, his back and forth with Trump is outrageous. I would implore the president just cut federal funding. That's the only way you're going to get these states' attention. They're hard-headed. And anyone out there, committing violence and everything else for a bunch of illegals, they're out of their mind. They need to be arrested. And also some of these politicians, too. The law is the law of the land. Even judges, you're getting judges being arrested, and they should. In Pennsylvania, our DA even said we got the worst judges in the area. They just lost their minds. And I don't know who's voting for these guys, but, there needs to be accountability. I hate to agree with Trump, but it's not like something that Trump started. This should have been handled a long time ago. Congress could have handled it. The Democratic Party had the presidency and Congress that could have easily passed immigration reform. But they didn't. And now it's a political football, which both sides are using to try to get elected. And people are getting hurt and people are getting killed off of this stuff. It's ridiculous, Paul. It's ridiculous, Rob.
I worry more than you can imagine about where we are, especially, isn't it ironic? We started taking all these nice steps forward. Now you've got Musk and the president battling, got this issue in Los Angeles. I mean, we just can't stay on course. I mean, we can't get out of our own way.
Well, look, this battle was coming a long time ago. Look, you got the battle of the billionaires. Elon Musk is in the private sector. Let's not forget that. He's not in government. All right, what he says is what he says. We have the President of the United States. He has I don't care who has that job. No one's ready for that job. I mean, Trump has a lot on his plate. Some stuff I agree with, some stuff I disagree with. But he's the President of the United States. No billionaire or billionaires should be able to dictate what this country is doing. We have a president. We have a Congress. And Elon Musk, I have to say, he needs to butt out right now. This is not the time.
Did you happen to catch Good Night, Good Luck last night, CNN? George Clooney, Edward R. Murrow.
I did not see it, but I saw the movie years ago.
Unbelievable.
But that's how media used to be.
Oh, just...
we don't have that anymore.
And we need it.
Yeah, but look, you have more consultants and more pundits than actually journalists. Okay? I think it was Ted... he used to be on, Dateline. Old school reporter. Ted Brokaw? I think it was.
Ted, you mean Tom Brokaw, or are you talking about
Tom
Ted?
Brokaw.
Okay.
I think it was Tom Brokaw.
All right.
Yeah, he was saying that your pundits really ruin journalism because they're not journalists. They give their opinion.
Well, and here, that people. But you see, we should be smart enough as a country to understand social media as opposed to what journalists do. Like the guy in the newsroom right now, Rob Taylor. He's a journalist. We need to be able to separate the two. I'm an entertainer. I'm a how can I say, an influencer. I'm a talk show host. I'm not a journalist. I mean, and we need more journalists. We need more Edward R. Murrows. And I got to tell you, they did a post-performance debate with some of the great journalists of this era, Anderson Cooper and others. And Connie Chung did the best out of anyone, who kind of came up with Walter Cronkite and Eric Severide and all of that star power that CBS had. And she just kept saying, boom, 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 what it needs to be as far as journalists and what we need to do. Because what's happening, we have so many mixed messages in this country because people don't understand the difference between a social media rant and an influencer and an entertainer as opposed to a journalist. We need more journalists getting the backstory. And if we don't, we're going to continue to have things like what's happening in California right now.
Well, I agree with you. And the media needs to clean up its business, too. Okay, because I'm telling you one thing. I told you before. When Biden basically could not function, the media should have told the truth. They lied. That breaks down credibility.
Yeah, that
absolutely breaks down credibility, bro.
Yep. So, yeah, they should have. You're right. That's a very valid point.
Oh, well, look, I understand. Media wants access. That's the primary goal of it. They want access. And when you get too close and you can't report the story, people today can tell. And I'll be honest, I remember Reagan when he got rid of the fairness doctrine. First thing ever happened. You used to get a conservative and also a liberal on the same station. So you can have debates. We don't have that anymore. You got people tuning out. If you're conservative, you go to that conservative channel.
All right, let me get to a break. Good stuff, Ted. Appreciate it. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Feel free. We've got a little bit of time left before we get to the top of the hour. 866-391-1020. President being too bullish on this? Do you understand why he's doing it? Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, have they dropped the ball? And this thing could ignite very quickly. Might be a little brush fire right now, but it could be a full-blown forest fire very quickly. 866-391-1020. It's your Pratt Pack. Good morning.
The KDKA Mobile News Fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you better. Henry Davis hit a tie-breaking solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to lift the Pirates over the Phillies 2-1 yesterday. Two teams again today, PNC Park, 1:35 first pitch, 93.7 the Fan. Aaron Rodgers' one-year deal with the Steelers is for $13.65 million with $10 million guaranteed and includes another $5.85 million in incentives. Rodgers, 41, a four-time MVP. arrived at the Steelers facilities on the south side yesterday morning to sign the contract, which could potentially pay him $19.5 million. NBA, it is Game 2 coming up tonight between the Pacers and OKC. Indiana leads 1-0. Stanley Cup Final resumes tomorrow night, Game 3 with Edmonton and Florida. Coventry won the Belmont yesterday, and it was Coco Gauff winning the French Open, and today Alcaraz and Sinner go for the men's title. RBC Open tied at 14 under for the top spot, Matteo Manassero and Ryan Fox. More sports at 937thefan.com.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Wake up to the pulse of innovation with Tech Vibe Radio Sundays at 6 a.m. Or take us on the go with your podcast app. Be part of Pittsburgh's tech conversation and connect with the ideas and people shaping our digital future. Your front row seat is reserved at Tech Vibe Radio. Looking for an incredible Pittsburgh fresh-made hoagie? Visit Tim's Corner Market in Beachview. Fresh house-made bread stacked high with the finest meats and premium toppings and packed with Pittsburgh flavor. The hoagie you didn't know you needed at Tim's Corner Market on Broadway Avenue in Beachview. Imagine growing up without seeing a ball game, visiting a museum, or exploring a zoo. For thousands of kids in our community, the cost of admission makes these experiences impossible. Tickets for Kids changes that, donating tickets to under-resourced youth through schools and social service agencies. Learn more at ticketsforkids.org.
Details at kdkaradio.com.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses. And say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Let's get to Anthony out in Oakland, and we'll try to get to Steve up in the North Hills. Go ahead, Anthony. You're on the air. Go ahead.
I applaud what Donald Trump did last night. When you have a governor and a mayor who are going to sit around, you've already told your police and sheriffs to stand down while people are looting and going to tear up an area. You can't have that. See, Democrats don't listen to the progressives and die on this hill of illegal immigration. Trump was very clear what he was going to do. Tom Homan is very clear that you will be deported if you're here illegally. This is nothing. This isn't a revelation. This isn't anything different than what Barack Obama did. He just did it in a different manner. But you can't. And Trump learned from 2020 after that George Floyd nonsense that he wasn't going to allow people to burn down cities again. So and Newsom and Bass were sitting there listening to their base, who were telling them, we have a right to protest. Yes, you have a right to protest if you have a permit. I've organized protests from the 70s. I know exactly what you have to have. If you don't have a permit, it's called an unlawful assembly. And Trump warned them. They decided they're going to listen to the crazy left, and he did what he had to do. And I applaud him because immigration is in the purview of the federal government. So all you the Democrats like Summer Lee and Sarah Innemer, this is not your fight. If Holman sends in ICE, let them take out who are here illegally. That's the law. If not, they should arrest them too. Thanks.
All right, good stuff, Anthony. Let's get Steve in the North Hills on. He wants to talk about L.A. Hey, Steve, you're with your Pratt Pack. Good morning.
Yeah, I hear all these people calling in, almost wanting to have a civil war here. I watched this yesterday, and I agree that the ones that are selling drugs out there, and there's a lot of them out there. I saw a documentary on it. Every night they come out and they're selling drugs and all that. I wouldn't care if they went in and cleaned that up. But what I saw was they went. Trump's people came in and they were arresting people at work. That run the country out there. You know, they came from Mexico. I lived in San Diego for a year, a number of years ago, and they were wonderful people out there. And then we got all these people that are homeless and they're on drugs. Now, I'm all for cleaning that up, but you don't grab people on the streets, women with their children even, and hauling them off down to South America and put them in prisons, or down in Texas to get them away from the judicial things that they're supposed to do when they get somebody out of the country. I mean, all Trump did, and the crazies that he's got in the government now, all they want to do is they want a big fire. He wants to be like Putin. He really does. This could have been done in an orderly way, not just go into where people are actually working, these Mexican people, and many of them have been here for 10, 20 years. And they all they care about is working and do jobs that we don't want to do. And then it fired up when people see their husbands and wives being grabbed on the streets or coming out of where they work at and lock them up. I mean, they got plenty of druggies around this country to clean up. I'm all for that, but not people that are working and helping our society here. What do you think?
Well, listen, I don't want to label anybody, but I worry, as I said moments ago, I worry about innocent people getting hurt here, because when you have military intervention and you have a society who is being run by, many who believe simply flat out at any opportunity is slamming President Trump, and they're basically feeding into what they're hearing, not only at the, in Sacramento from the governor, but also in the mayor's office in Los Angeles, right, wrong, or indifferent. And the next thing you know, it's like the evil empire telling us what to do in our own backyard. And this is the whole thing about separation of state and nation. And you've got on the other side of the coast, the president of the United States, swinging that big stick and looking like, hey, I'm the king of the hill. You'll do what I say. And even though we are a land of laws and he is the most powerful leader in this country, people don't like to have their finger, somebody pointing their finger in their face or, poking them in the chest. So anything can happen here. And I hope it ends before it gets started. And the whole drug thing, that's a completely separate issue. All right, Steve, thanks. Appreciate the call. Yeah, really interesting first hour. And this is a story that is unfolding as we speak. CBS Radio News, along with Rob Taylor in our newsroom, will have the latest on this throughout the day. But what you have to understand, when you have that immovable object, that is the human spirit, and ego gets involved and people start to get frustrated, it's the littlest thing that can turn into such a big thing. And when you use that word riot, there's been so many cases in this country. We've witnessed it here in our lifetime. Things can get ugly quickly. But when you have military intervention, it's not good. So let's just hope that this thing gets stopped before it gets any worse. But that's a really sad and very scary story. Look, when you deploy 2,000 troops to Los Angeles, 2,000 troops to Los Angeles, It's not good news to wake up to on a Sunday morning. Let's just hope that it gets settled real quick. All right, stay with us. Busy day today. Tech Vibe Radio coming up in just a couple of moments. Then we'll be back at 7 o'clock with our Pittsburgh Works programming. That'll take us all the way until 1 o'clock today. All right, no rain for at least now. May get a little bit later. We'll keep a close look with the AccuWeather, kind of let you know how much, if any, and these storms, will they be bad or not? So stay with us for that as well. But for the latest news, we're going to talk to Rob Taylor in just a couple of minutes. He's got the news at 6, and then we're right back at it with Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirstein. Tech Vibe Radio with your Pratt Pack, a Sunday morning on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
This has been, for the Catholic faith, a very big year. Pope Leo XIV has accepted the resignation of Bishop David Zubik of the Diocese of Pittsburgh and appointing Bishop Mark A. Ekman as successor.
Well, I'm so excited about continuing the mission, and certainly retirement doesn't mean I'm going to step off the stage.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 64 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Allegheny County Police apprehended a wanted man after a SWAT situation in Crafton. SWAT unit came out to help Crafton police on Saturday afternoon, who surrounded an apartment on Parkview Street around 4 o'clock. An alleged suspect ran out of the back of the building, but officers used a taser to apprehend the man and take him into custody. The alleged suspect was identified as 41-year-old Richard Graham, who had multiple outstanding warrants for his arrest. However, he was not the person police were initially looking for. Allegheny County Executive Sarah Innamorato on Saturday declared a countywide disaster emergency after more than 3 inches of rain fell Friday in many of the eastern parts of the county, and there's a flood watch in effect again for Allegheny County, along with Beaver, Westmoreland, Fayette, and Greene counties today until 10 o'clock tonight. Innamorato's disaster declaration allows the county to skip normal procedures and move resources quickly to towns that were affected by that severe weather, and the hardest hit areas of Friday's rainfall included Monroeville, Penn Hills, Pitcairn, White Oak, McKeesport, North Versailles, Walboro, and parts of Plum. Now in Murraysville, Westmoreland County, first responders rescued or evacuated 95 people on Friday, including 2 elderly women from a car that was submerged in water on Pleasant Valley Road. Well, Aaron Rodgers officially signed his 1-year contract with the Steelers on Saturday at the Southside Training Facility. That deal is reportedly for 1 year, $13.65 million. $10 million of that is guaranteed. Other incentives could push the financial number up to $19.5 million for Rodgers. Rodgers will wear number 8, and he'll participate in the team's mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, at which time he's expected to address the media. Well, scammers are once again trying to get money from people by alleging they missed jury duty. Here's CBS's Christopher Cruz.
It's an old scam that seems to come back every few years. A caller claiming to be from the local police or sheriff's department demands payment or you'll be arrested for failing to report for jury duty. Melissa Stalder of suburban Pittsburgh got a call like that recently.
And he said, "This is Sergeant Darren, and you were supposed to report to jury duty this morning at federal court. And you didn't."
She said the caller knew her name, address, and date of birth.
I believed him. He gave me a citation number.
She soon got a second phone call, as promised, from a man who demanded $4,000. She got suspicious and didn't pay, but she thinks if her elderly mother got